The Korean entertainment world can create stars almost overnight, turning unfamiliar faces into cultural icons. But the same system can move on just as quickly, leaving once prominent actors behind for reasons that are often complex. Some step away by choice. Some face allegations or legal consequences. Others quietly rebuild their lives in places far removed from the spotlight they once occupied. Today, we revisit 8 actors who defined their eras, and we explore, calmly and factually, how their careers changed and where they are now. We begin with Kim Hyun-joong. He gained immense recognition through Boys Over Flowers, becoming one of the earliest faces associated with the global K-drama wave. His popularity extended far beyond Korea, with international fan bases embracing him as one of the most memorable early male leads. His public image shifted dramatically in 2014 when serious allegations were made by his ex-girlfriend. These accusations spread rapidly, dominating headlines and reshaping public perception. After a long legal process, the courts dismissed the major claims due to insufficient evidence, and his ex-girlfriend was later found guilty of defamation and attempted fraud in related rulings. Kim Hyun-joong also acknowledged paternity once DNA testing confirmed the child was his. Although the legal outcome ultimately favored him, his place in mainstream Korean entertainment diminished. In recent years, he has reoriented his life around music, overseas activities, and even a quieter routine that includes farming. He remains active through concerts, personal projects, and a recent drama, though most of this work now happens outside the core Korean drama scene. Next, we revisit Ji-soo. His rise came quickly. Through emotional roles in youth and ensemble dramas, he built a strong base of viewers who connected with his sincerity and screen presence. When he was cast as the male lead in River Where the Moon Rises, it seemed like a clear turning point in an already promising career. That moment lasted only briefly. Midway through the drama's broadcast, anonymous posts surfaced online accusing him of past school bullying. The situation escalated rapidly, and Ji-soo released a handwritten apology, though the allegations themselves never reached a formal legal conclusion. The production made the highly unusual decision to recast him mid-airing, reshooting large portions of the drama to remove his appearance. After completing military service, Ji-soo largely stepped away from the Korean entertainment scene. Recent reports indicate that he has cautiously resumed acting outside Korea, particularly in the Philippines, while a full Korean return remains uncertain. Following him, we look at Park Yoochun. He was once one of the most prominent entertainers of the early 2010s, balancing success as both an idol and a lead actor. His performances in Sung Kyung-kwan's Scandal, Rooftop Prince, and Missing You made him one of the defining faces of that era. His career shifted dramatically when multiple allegations and controversies emerged over the years. The details and outcomes of these situations vary, and many aspects remain complicated or not fully reflected in public legal records. What is clear is that the cumulative effect led Korean networks and production companies to distance themselves, prompting Yoochun to step away from the Korean entertainment mainstream. Despite this, he continues to work internationally. In Japan, he still maintains a dedicated fan base, participating in small-scale projects, independent productions, and fan events. His career now exists primarily outside Korea, shaped by a different audience and a far quieter public profile. The next figure in this list is Lee Jong-hyun. Lee Jong-hyun built a dual career as both an actor and a member of CNBLUE. He appeared in dramas such as A Gentleman's Dignity and Orange Marmalade, where his calm, understated presence made him a recognizable supporting actor. His entertainment career came to an abrupt end in 2019, when private chat messages connected to the Burning Sun investigation became public. The content sparked significant public backlash, and he withdrew from both CNBLUE and the entertainment industry soon after. Since then, he has remained completely out of the public eye. There have been no attempts at a comeback, and he has maintained full privacy, marking one of the most definitive exits from the industry among his peers. The fifth story brings us to Lee Seo-won. Lee Seo-won was considered a rising actor, gaining momentum through steady work in dramas and variety programs. That trajectory ended abruptly in 2018, when he became involved in a legally confirmed case of inappropriate conduct and threatening actions toward a colleague. he admitted to the incident in court and received a suspended sentence along with probation. Productions immediately recast his roles, removed his scenes, and halted his projects. Since completing his military service, he has not returned to the entertainment world and has remained out of public activity. Next in line is Kang Ji-hwan. Kang Ji-hwan was a well-known lead actor throughout the late 2000s and 2010s, appearing in numerous dramas that gave him broad recognition. His career ended decisively in 2019 after he became involved in a legally confirmed misconduct case involving two colleagues during a work-related gathering. He later admitted responsibility for the incident and received a suspended prison sentence with mandatory probation and treatment requirements. Production swiftly removed him from promotional materials, halted reruns, and recast his roles where possible. Since then, he has remained entirely absent from public life and the entertainment industry. Our seventh chapter focuses on Wonbin. Wonbin's disappearance from acting has always stood apart from others, not because of controversy, but because of choice. After immense popularity from Autumn in My Heart and his critically acclaimed performance in The Man from Nowhere, he became known for his extreme selectiveness with roles. Following 2010, he gradually stepped away from acting, focusing instead on family life, occasional modeling work, and a private personal lifestyle. His absence became part of his mystique. In February 2025, after the tragic passing of Kim Se-ron, Wonbin made a rare public appearance at her funeral. The moment carried emotional weight, as the two had worked together on The Man from Nowhere, where Kim Se-ron played a role central to Wonbin's character. His presence was a gesture of personal grief, not a professional comeback, but it reminded fans of the bond formed through that film and how deeply that project connected the two actors. Finally, we arrive at Bae Yong-joon. Long before streaming brought Korean dramas to global audiences, Bae Yong-joon was one of the key figures behind the first Hallyu wave. Winter Sonata made him a cultural icon across Asia, influencing everything from tourism to international fan culture in the early 2000s. Instead of a sudden exit, Bae Yong-joon stepped back gradually. He shifted into business ventures, supported entertainment projects behind the scenes, and ultimately embraced a quieter life after marriage. Today, he remains largely outside the public spotlight, remembered warmly for his role in shaping the early global spread of Korean drama. These 8 actors demonstrate how varied the paths out of fame can be. Some stepped away for personal reasons, some because of confirmed issues that ended their careers, and others simply moved on as circumstances in their lives changed. Yet each left behind characters that remain part of K-drama history. Even when they are no longer in front of the camera, the stories they once helped shape continue to resonate with viewers around the world.